Just got done working out, and it's amazing how much better my workouts are now, just knowing how it works. Whatever you say you are, that's what you are. And so going into each set, I'm the strongest motherfucker on this planet. I'm so goddamn strong. And my weights just keep increasing. Money increasing daily. My health, as you saw, was sick, a week and a half ago? Whatever. Now I'm perfect, of course. Even when, I talked about this, even when the simulation was telling me that I was sick, I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't know what this is, or this is the old me. This isn't the me that's in perfect health. I'm in perfect health. My daughter even said something the other day when I was talking to her about this, and she's like, that's why you got, because she kind of had a similar, and my wife had, it's kind of one of those things we were just passing around. And she's like, that's why you got better like so fast. It's like, yeah. But something just occurred to me today, and I've been talking about the I am and how your state is everything. And it's 3 steps is what it comes down to. Because you can know that you're strong, and you can know that you have all this money, or you're abundant, or whatever you want to know, whatever you want to start saying you are. And that's the first part, is knowing that you are that. Knowing that I'm a confident speaker. Knowing that this is going to be the greatest fucking video of all time. Doesn't matter how many people see it, but this video is going to be a kick-ass video. And I'm going to drop the hammer in this video and tell you exactly what you need to do to change your life. So you know it. That's the first part. And depending on where you are, it's going to be different for everybody. You might be able to just right now say, I am this. And later today, shit will start happening in your experience because you don't have that much resistance, and it'll just come. For other people, might be like me, where I say I'm this, but I've been that for so long that I'm going to have to go through some challenges to get to the new me, to become the new me, to have the 3D reflect the new me, the new story. So that's the first part, is knowing that you are that, saying that, telling that new story, not letting the old story breathe. If you don't have to, keep repeating stuff in your mind to keep the old thoughts out, then lucky you. But for me, I've done a lot of thinking throughout my life, okay? And those thoughts were just running rampant. So that was my path. That's what I had to do. Is just tell the new story. Keep talking. Drown out the old story. So the knowing is the first part. And remaining in that new state, being that new person, all the time. It has to be a lifestyle. You have to know that you're already that person, that you have all the money that you want, all the things that you want, the relationships that you want. You are that person now. And then, again, depending on how much resistance you have, you're going to start receiving thoughts. Maybe you want to wait a day or two to start applying those thoughts. Because that old story is still running. So you still have that old thought stream that has to run out. And again, we don't know how long it is, how much of a reel has to play out. It's going to vary depending on the person. And so for me, I just started acting on the thoughts. As soon as I made the decision, I'm like, okay, game on. And initially, I was acting on the thoughts and same old stuff. Okay. But recently that's changed. All right. So step one is the state. You have to establish the new state. You have to know that you are that person right now. Number two, receive the thoughts. When you establish yourself in the new state, and it becomes your dominant state, your dominant frequency, whatever you want to call it. I call it state. I like state. When it becomes your dominant state, then you'll connect to a new thought stream that matches that state. So, for instance, if your old story was full of doubt, fear, worry, frustration, and that's who you were saying that you were, then the thoughts, we don't know where our thoughts come from. Do we? Do you? We don't know. Your thoughts just pop in your head. Okay. But what we do know is that your thoughts match your state. And so if you're in that state of doubt, fear, worry, frustration, then you're going to receive thoughts that match that state. And it's going to seem like a good thought. Oh, that's a good idea. But you can't receive a good idea from a state of doubt, fear, worry. Because the thought that you receive has to reflect your state. And then you're going to apply that thought, and that's what is going to be created, is more doubt, fear, worry, maybe things will be good for a second. They'll look like it's going to be good, but then it'll end up matching that state. That's just how it works. So when you change your state, now you change your thought stream. So once your state was doubt, fear, worry, frustration, now your state is, I'm a winner. I'm the best. I'm abundant. I have more money than I know what to do with. My wealth increases every day. Everyone loves me. When I walk into a room, the fucking room lights up. I'm the center of attention everywhere I go. I'm the funniest person on the planet. Whatever you want it to be. But once that state becomes your dominant state, then your thought stream is going to change to match that state. And so then you'll receive thoughts that, this is step 2, you have to apply those thoughts. You can't just sit around and meditate all day. You actually have to take action. And so now the new thoughts, the new thought stream, and you'll start to know, you'll start to see it. Just like I am. You'll start to see things change. Like I said, initially, I was just like, I know my state's changing. I know this is going to change. I know the thought stream is going to change. I don't know when. So I'm just going to just go all in just right now. Even though, I know the old thought stream still has to play out. And some of these thoughts, I'm going to act on them, and it's going to reflect the old story. But I know it's going to change. And so that's what I was talking about, I think, a couple videos ago, where I knew it was changing because I was getting new ideas. Simple things that I was looking at. I'm like, holy shit. Like, why did I never think of this before? Because now I'm in a new state. And the ideas don't have to be monumental. Think of all sports, all champions. They're all games of inches. One inch to the right, you complete the pass, and you're a Super Bowl champion. 1 inch to the left, the pass is incomplete, and you lose, and you go home, and you're in second place. It's the same thing with the thought streams. You think this instead of that. Now, instead of struggling with money, now you're abundant. Sometimes it's the littlest tweak. And so now you're in the new thought stream. 1, you changed your state. Now 2, you're receiving the new thoughts. You're applying the thoughts. You did what I did. You said, I'm just going to change my state. I know who I am. I know the internal world is everything. I know this is just, it's a hologram. It's a simulation. It's not real. The real me is inside. The real me is the observer, the awareness, the consciousness. Even my body is not real. And so I know that I'm just going to go all in. I'm going to change my state. I'm going to start saying who the fuck I am right now. I'm going to start telling my new story. And I'm just going to start acting on thoughts. And so you do that. And then the third part is detaching. Not caring. because you know how it works. You know that eventually it's going to change. And the only power the old story has is to get you to react to what's happening out here. So you have to detach. You can't react. And so 6 months ago, when I was falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, the difference here is I was detaching, and that was great. But I wasn't, my internal dialogue was like, it was okay, but it was still, the old stuff was still there. The difference here is that now I'm being proactive with my inner dialogue all day, 24/7. Soon as I wake up in the morning and open my eyes, first thing I say, I'm the motherfucking man. Yes, this is going to be a great day. It's already a great day. Before I even open my eyes, this day is tremendous because I know who I am. I know my power. I know how this works. This is fantastic. And so, how do you detach? How do you not react? One is knowing. When you know, then it's easy because you know where the real world is, you know how it's going to work. But initially, maybe you have some trouble detaching. It's like you know, but then you don't know. Somebody says something, an old trigger. The old self pulls you back a little bit. I just watch it like it's a movie. This is a movie out here. So when you're watching a movie, sometimes, depending on how engaged you are in the movie, stuff can happen that makes you feel like it's actually happening to you. Sometimes you can get sad. Oh shit! I can't believe what just happened. And then you're like, oh, but that's not me. That's just a movie. You can do the same thing here. Oh, this. Oh, I just reacted to that. I forgot. This is just a movie. This is the old movie. Ah. All right, I'm good now. And then you realize where the real you is and has always been. And so it's as simple as those 3 steps. Know who you are. Now, if you don't say who you are, if you don't tell a new story, the old story just runs because what else is it going to do? There's nothing else there. It's just like, okay. It's like, it's like TV back in the day. There wasn't that many movies. There wasn't that many channels. And it was like they just ran the same thing over and over again until a new movie came out. This is the same thing. So if you don't tell a new movie, the old movie plays. So you have to tell a new story. Who are you? Not who do you want to be? Who are you now? Because if you say, this is who I want to be, what happens? I've talked about in the last couple of videos, your state. That's a state. You'll be in the state of becoming that person forever until you actually say, oh, I am that person now. And then this will reflect. This reflects what you say you are now, because time is an illusion. Everything is now. Creation is finished. Sometimes I use the word creating like we're creating, but we're really not. We're just selecting. We're selecting a timeline. We're selecting a movie. And it's like you can choose the movie of lack and fear and doubt. And you can just keep playing that movie, like I said. Or you can select the other movie. The new movie. Abundance. Love. Perfect health. Perfect relationships. Confident. Whatever you say you are, go back. And I know it's over 20 minutes, but I want you to go back even 6 months ago and select a video from maybe August, September, October. I had this like quiver in my voice, and I would talk about it every once in a while. It's because I didn't know. I was pretending to know. I believed in the wish fulfilled, but I didn't know. Because it was too, for me, it was like too, there was something in there that wouldn't allow me to fully buy in. No matter how many people told me it worked, no matter how much evidence I saw in my world changing. But this is, like I said in the last video, you can feel it right now. All you have to do is say, I am strong, and look in the mirror, and you will feel strong in that moment. And if you can do it in that moment, every moment is a now moment. So string those moments together, and logically, it just makes sense. So now there's no quiver. It's because I know, and I'm seeing it each day. This isn't like, I hope I fell asleep in the wish fulfilled last night. Shit, I wake up and I'm like, oh man, did I not? Was I feeling it? Was I feeling it enough, or was I only feeling it a little? Now it's just, I wake up, I am. Here's who I am. Nice to meet you. Say goodbye to the bad guy. He wasn't a bad guy, he just didn't know. The old me just didn't know. Didn't know what he was creating. But I do. And that's how you do it. Those 3 steps. Number 1, be the state. Be the you now. Be who you really are. And just, that's your top priority right now. Number 2, start acting on those thoughts. You can wait a day or 2, like I said, depending on the person. The old thought stream, the old movie reel has got to play out. So it's going to probably be a couple days, maybe a couple weeks before that new thought stream kicks in. And it's all going to depend on how much you believe this, and do you know it right now? There's so many factors, okay? But the knowing, you have to know it. Then the thought stream will change. You'll start getting new thoughts, and you start applying those thoughts and just not giving a fuck. So your work is your state, applying the thoughts and then letting go. Maybe let go and let God, right? It's God's the one running the show anyway, or whatever you want to call him, because you don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know how fast things are going to happen or what, but it's none of my business. My business is to focus on my state, apply the thoughts that I receive, and then sit back and watch. I told you this was going to be a great fucking video. That's all you have to do. Those 3 steps. Know it. Apply the thought. And then detach. I love you all. See you next time.